Yes guys, welcome back to the YouTube. So I think obviously in the last video we covered the Sweden show, my vlog style. So obviously I'm in with Ben today, so you'll probably get some better standard of content. Same shit chat. So today's video is going to be basically a bit of a roundup into how I feel the season's gone, what my thoughts and feelings are doing classic, what I'm going to be doing moving forward into the future, what I'm doing now post show in terms of food, training, extracurriculars and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going into some kind of specifics of what I'm going to be doing, and yeah, so it should be a bit of a good one. I've written down because I've been getting quite a lot of questions on Instagram, and so I've done a few question boxes, and I thought, do you know what, rather than answer them on Instagram, I thought I'd do like a more longer form YouTube, not too long, but long enough so that I can give you a little bit more insight and depth, because obviously just answering for a minute on Instagram, you can't really quite paint the whole picture of things. So giving you a proper rundown of how I am, what we're going to be doing moving forward, and everything that kind of entails that. So we'll get into the video. I'll answer some questions. I've got them written down, so I'll probably get my laptop out so that I can kind of refer back to it with regards to the questions. We'll put the questions on screen as well so that you can I guess see exactly what's going on, and I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. So yeah, it's been a good season, lots of lessons learned, so let's get into it. Right guys, so as I said, a bit more of a serious sit down so that I can give you some of the insight into what's inside here right now, how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, thoughts about the past season, and then thoughts about the future moving forward. So first is a quick roundup on Sweden. It wasn't what I expected would happen or what I wanted to happen, obviously. However, it has given me some indication of where I should take things. So if you haven't watched the last video, go back and watch that, but if not, I can just give you a quick roundup. So I didn't place in the show. Obviously I won my regional, I won the first show, then I came second at the UK Pro Qualifier, and then went to Sweden with the hopes of trying to win a pro card, and didn't even make the first call out. I was in the second call out, and then I actually got moved out. The guy that got moved in was a lot smaller than I was, and then feedback from the guys at the show was just that you looked great, you just were too big, you're a bodybuilder, you look like a bodybuilder, etc, etc. So obviously I'm not fitting the criteria of classic, and I think that was a lot more easy to see in Sweden because it was a much bigger lineup. There was 22 or 23 guys in the class, and it was a lot easier to see the discrepancies between the way I look as a bodybuilder and a lot of those guys as classic guys. Smaller waists, less muscle overall on the most part, but smaller waist, just the more flow to the physiques, whereas I just looked, like you say, more of a bodybuilder, however without the mass of the bodybuilding or the bodybuilder that I was before. So it's been an interesting, we're like 2 weeks down the line now. The show was 2 weeks ago. So my thoughts and feelings were initially, when I came off stage, I was pretty deflated. I was like, fuck, like shit. I was a bit down, really. And then the more and more I've thought about it, the more and more I've come to terms with the fact that, okay, actually classic probably isn't the route for me. And like I said, because I did well in the UK shows, that almost lured me into almost like a false sense of security that maybe this could be the right path, because I won the show. However, it was a much smaller lineup, way less guys, and it just is what it is. So then when there's 22 guys, a lot of them being good, just didn't really get a look in. Again, from the feedback as well, saying you look a bodybuilder, it kind of just gives you that second or third opinion to be like, okay, classic ain't the route. So was I happy with the looks that we've brought this year and what I put to stage? The answer to that is yes. Jimmy and I worked hard together over the past 2 years. Obviously, we did a bodybuilding off season into a bodybuilding prep, and then we did a rush classic prep from bodybuilding to classic in 2 weeks. if you don't know about that, well, God. And if you do, then you know that was horrific. But then we decided to pursue the classic pursuit, I suppose it would be good to say. We did the True Athlete show, and then we took a break, an off season. It wasn't really an off season, it was more of a refinement season, shall we say. But I was very happy with the looks that we brought, considering the parameters that were put upon us. So for me, the hardest bits were obviously making weight, and then for the weight I had to be, I also had to be a certain height, and to be the height I had to then do the stretching, the inversion table to make the weight. I'm doing lots more cardio than I've ever done before, much lower food, and I've been doing a daily sauna for 2 months, so lots and lots of stress on the body, on the physique, on the mind, and yeah, it was extremely hard. And I'm no stranger to hard work. However, a lot of those bits are hard work above and beyond the actual realm of bodybuilding, like saunas, spinal decompression, going into the spinal clinic in London, etc. That for me, that's not what I signed up for. That's not bodybuilding to me. There were the things that I had to do at the time, but I'll be honest, I just haven't enjoyed it, and that's nobody's fault. That's just that we had to do those things to make the class that we decided to do. But yeah, it's really not been very fun. So with the parameters put upon us, it was kind of like I was very happy with what we were able to achieve with that. And me and Jimmy spoke since, and it was like we were kind of under the impression that because we knew we had to get down to 232 pounds, which for me is light, that I'd be even more shredded than I'd been before. And the case actually wasn't that, because it was almost like I was very lean, but then I also had to drop some muscle as well, so I didn't have the fullness of the pop. And also because of the way registration's done with the show, I never really had time to fill out properly as well, so it was really hard to present my physique at its best, but I was still happy with what we brought within those parameters, because it was very, very hard timings wise, getting down to the cap for the right time. We did try at one point to come in under the cap, but my body started resisting. It was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then obviously we did 3 shows on the bounce. We did the UK regional, 2 weeks later the UK pro qualifier, 2 weeks later Sweden, and each time it was getting harder and harder for me to make weight. I was having to do longer in the sauna, I was having to do more cardio, and have to eat less food. I think food went down to like 1,500 calories. I was in an hour or so cardio a day, 20,000 steps. My body was starting to just say no, really. I had a really bad kind of hip injury, which wasn't from training. It was just from like being super lean, being super light, and doing lots of steps. And I actually came out huge bruising. I could probably put a picture on the screen here, or get Ben to do it. I didn't tell anyone about that. I just hid it away. But that was like a week out from the second show, I believe, and I was pretty worried about that. My body just started to kind of just say no. So again, I'm very happy with the look, but it's like, do I want to try and do that again? Not really. I got into this game of competing because I fucking love bodybuilding, I fucking love training, and I haven't been able to do those to the intensity and the levels that I have done over the past 10-15 years of competing, and pushing my body to the limits. I feel like I'm pushing my body to the limits, but not in the way that I want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, because I've been so, the food's been really low, all that kind of stuff, training's been not as enjoyable as, bodybuilding preps where the weight doesn't matter. I'm a lot bigger, I'm a lot fuller, I'm a lot heavier, I'm stronger, food's higher, training's amazing, even all the way up to the show. And then I can carb up like 4 or 5 days out, so even peak week I feel great. So another question I've been asked is, did I make the right decision switching from bodybuilding to classic? It's a hard one for me to answer, and I don't think I can really give you a definitive answer, because everything is situational. Everything is based on where you're at a certain time. If I could look back now in hindsight, I'd say maybe it was the wrong decision. If I was to look back now in hindsight, maybe I would say it was the wrong decision, but we're not, I don't have a mystic ball, do you know what I mean? I don't have a crystal ball. I can look forward into the future and see what would have happened throughout the classic prep, because logically speaking, off the back of the True Athlete show, we could have, the plan was what we executed. It brought a great look and everything, but yeah, it's not been enjoyable. Even the off season, like, it was very easy. Food was low, PEDs were low, but I like the challenge. I like the push of, wanting to get bigger, eating more, etc. So yeah, do I think it was the right decision? At the time, potentially yes. Now, maybe no. I don't know. It's hard to give a proper answer on that, but I'll let you guys have your own thoughts. And if you do have thoughts on that, let me know. I'd be interested to see what you think in the comments below. So coaching wise, I'm going to be just doing my own thing for a little bit, because I think the main thing is, after having a pretty heavy 2 years, really non-stop, off season straight into prep, straight into off season, straight into prep. I just want to have a little bit of time to myself. Obviously I'm an established coach myself and a seasoned competitor, so I know what I'm doing. I know my body probably better than anyone else. So I just want to have a low stress environment for a little bit, where I don't have to kind of take pictures or send it over or have conversations or whatever. And I'm sure I probably will, ad hoc. Post show, I just want to kind of just get back to feeling good mentally. Not that I felt bad, but you know what I mean? Just bring everything back to 100%. Really push things with business. Looking at potentially moving to London with my girlfriend as well, very, very soon. So that's something that's going to be, taking up a bit of my time, and just getting back to enjoying training. That's the main thing. Like this past week, I've literally enjoyed training so much. I haven't wanted to leave the gym. I finished and I'm like, oh, just do a bit more. And that feeling is what I've missed, is just being in the gym because I fucking want to be there. I'm enjoying it. I feel great. And yeah, you can't replicate that feeling. And I haven't had it for months and months. And again, it's nobody's fault. That's just a part of the endeavor that we had to go down. And part of that result was where I had to take my body, mind and spirit, so to speak, to be able to achieve that. It's been an interesting road for sure. And I want to add to that as well, since working with Jimmy for the past 2 years now, I cannot speak more highly of Jimmy. Like, obviously we've been really good friends back in the early JP days, like fucking probably 8-9 years, something like that. Now I've come up through the ranks together. Obviously he turned pro in Norway, where I made the overall and lost out by a point, so another close show. So we've been super close ever since, and he's been phenomenal. His support, his guidance, knowledge, experience, and the combination with myself as well has been really, really good, and we've managed to bring some epic looks to stage. And I couldn't speak more highly of him. He's a very, very good friend, a very, very good coach, and someone that I just enjoy spending time with, talking to, and I think he's absolutely incredible. So I just wanted to put that in there as well. And just to finalise on the coaching thing before there's any speculation or anything, I'm not going to get with another coach. I have no plans on getting with another coach. I'm just doing my own thing, just to have fun, get back to enjoying it, and just spend the next few months kind of just planning things out with regards to how I want to do it, fitted around my life with regards to work, relationships, moving, all that kind of stuff too. So just wanted to clear that up as well, before everyone's like, where are you going, what are you doing? I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to do my own thing. That's it. So what are my plans moving forward for the future? And will I compete again this year? The answer to that is no. I will not be competing again this year. Definitely not, because the plan moving forward is, I think it's pretty obvious by now, I'm going to go back to super heavyweight bodybuilding. It's just where I belong. I was forcing my way into classic, and I was just fucking hating the process. Looking back on it, especially when you're in prep, you just robot, you just get shit done. But looking back on it, I've really not enjoyed the process at all, because number one, being so light in body weight, feeling small, not feeling as strong as I know I can be, not looking as good as I know I can be if we were under different circumstances, i.e. bodybuilding. So yeah, the goal is to go back to supers and get fucking massive, get strong. And I'm glad I did the classic thing, because it was always something that had been there, like a what if. I've removed that what if now, so now it's just fucking right, this is the goal, pure focus, move forward, supers, let's go. And when will I next compete? I'm going to need a good bit of time away from the stage to grow, to get myself back up to where I was. Over the past few days, I've been looking back at a lot of recent shots, for example, Alicante in 2021, Norway, Finland, those shows that I was winning and doing extremely well in, getting through to overalls, closely missing out on shows, etc. Like, that's the kind of look I want to bring back, but better. I'll put some pictures up on the screen or something like that of some of the looks that I used to have. I was training legs the other day, and I was looking back, I was like, fuck, my legs were sick. One thing we did do, obviously, in the classic off season was focus on bringing up my top line. So chest and arms and delts has all come up. I've definitely lost some size on my legs, just overall size everywhere. So the goal is going to be to just get bigger everywhere again, which is going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I kind of want to, like I said, at least for the first few months, just do my own thing. Focus on doing it in a way that works around my lifestyle, so to speak. I don't want to be up at 7,000 calories within a month. Do you know what I mean? Like, one good thing that I've come out of Classic is that I'm going to grow on less food. So we were on about sort of 1,600-ish calories, something like that. It was low. And I've come out and I've written my diet. It's at 3,700 or so. But I'll go into that in a bit. But yeah, it's going to be an approach that is sustainable, but also effective, and gives me time to escalate things over time, so that I can elongate that period of growing and not get to the ceiling of fuck, I can't eat any more food or anything too quick and then have to cut. So I want to escalate that, and I'm doing all my own kind of like phase periodization models that I do with my clients for myself. So I've kind of written all that out, and I'm looking forward to following it along, basically coaching myself how I would coach my clients. So regarding how much time out I'm going to need, I don't know. I think, well, I'm 2 weeks down the line. Well, when was the show? Just over a week, actually. It's not even 2 weeks. I'm already back at 254 this morning, 254 pounds. I weighed in at 230, so it's like 24 pound up in just over a week, which is always going to happen, and shows you how, much my body wanted to, because I still look good. I'm still vascular, I'm still lean. It's not like I've just got super fat. It's all gone to the right places. So, my heaviest ever weight was 286 pounds. And I believe I'm going to have to, surpass that, looking at 290 plus. But I think I'll be able to get back to a certain point pretty quickly, and then there'll be sort of hard trudging off season after that. So yeah, that's kind of like the approach and thought process that I have with this. So that's kind of like my main overarching thoughts, feelings, direction and route of where I'm going with things. And what I want to do now is talk to you a little bit about the specifics of what I'm doing with regards to, I won't get too specific because I haven't finalised everything, but I'll talk to you a little bit more about what I'm doing now, like how I'm going to control the rebound, what I'm doing with nutrition, what I'm doing with training, what the timelines are, etc. So I'll get into that in a minute. So guys, my immediate post-show plans, because again, I'm getting lots of questions on Instagram, etc. Like, oh, what are you doing now? What's the plan? Are you competing again? You're not competing again? Obviously, I've just said to you just now, I'm not going to be competing again, going to be going into off season. So what am I doing and how am I doing it? So initially, what I'm actually going to do is, because I'm going back to supers, I need to get big. So I quite like using the rebound phase to gain as much size and mass within that small window as possible. So what I decided to do is stay on cycle for the next, well, it would be 5 weeks post-show. It takes up to the end of May. So basically what I did is I pulled out all the orals and then took the oils back up to the same dose, which is 2.2 gram I was on. So it was 1.5 gram all the way through off season, all the way through prep. And then obviously that went up a bit when we put the orals in, Anavar, Winstrol, etc. So I've just matched, as we've pulled the orals out, I've just matched that with the kind of oil totals, and we've gone to 2.2 gram. Training wise, what I'm going to do is go to a 4-day split per week, just to give me a little bit more time in the week to focus on, rice is ready, to focus on work, my girlfriend. I definitely owe her some time, so Nancy, if you're watching, you're up. Yeah, that's kind of the plan with that. So training wise, I'm going to be running a push, pull, legs, arms and delts split. And then what I will do is at the end of I'll run that up to the end of May. And then when I get to the end of May, I'm going to run a 6-week health phase where I come right down onto a TRT dose of test. And I get my bloods done at the end of that. I am going to do a blood test in the next week or so as well, just to kind of see where I'm at. Things all being good, all good enough, I will continue with the current plan that I've just kind of phased out there, because I've had very, very good results in the past of coming out of a show and making the most out of that rebound phase. So long as you don't come out and just, eat shit all the time, which I haven't. I've had, a couple off-plan meals, of course, but for the most part, just been eating my normal meals. So kind of following the similar diet that I was on prep, just with more food. Obviously, food was super low. I mentioned 1,600 calories. So I've gone up to 3,750, something like that. Just under 300 protein, 500 or so carb, and about 80 fat. That's not exact, but it's something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, pretty much normal meals, 5 meals a day. Cream of rice, salmon, chicken, oats, literally normal meals, just more of it. And what I'm looking forward to is growing whilst having lower food compared to what I've done before. So last off season in supers, we went from like whatever I was dieting on to, it was like 6,000 calories. And so the off season began at 6,000. Don't get me wrong, I grew quick, but we reached the ceiling quickly as well. I was at 7,500 calories, which was really, really hard. When I was eating that amount of food, clean food, it's fucking hard. And that also affected like daily life. I was just tired all the time, falling asleep. It was hard to concentrate at work. I was fucking good at training, sleeping, and eating. Other than that, it was pretty fucking useless. Even like walking down the road, like pumping up so quick. So I want to elongate that phase. So as I said, it's going to be a case of starting relatively low. I say relatively low in comparison to what I've done before. So 3,700 calories. And I will grow from that as well because I'm obviously staying on cycle. And obviously the training is going to be way more intense because I've got some fucking energy. So yeah, training wise, like I said, 4 days a week, push pull legs, arms and delts. But also I'm going to be doing a bit more focus on the chest still, so there's going to be like a chest top up on the delts day. Pull days is going to be like full normal back. Obviously there's not going to be any hinging in there because of my back situation, but it is what it is. I broke my back, didn't I? So if I haven't said before, back in 2019, so I can't do any of the deadlifts or anything like that, but luckily I did for a very, very fucking long time and built some serious some good thickness there. So I'm going to be focusing on what I can do, getting super strong and all that kind of stuff. So this week has been phenomenal because I've just trained heavy and hard, and like I said, I didn't want to leave the gym, and it's just been fantastic. I felt full, big, strong, and just fucking had fun. So like I said, going to be staying on cycle for the next 5 weeks. Food's at 3.7. Then I'm going to go into like a proper health phase where I'll manage that, and by that point hunger will have died off. And to be honest, it's not even been that bad. I haven't really felt crazy hunger pangs, to be honest, which is quite weird. Cardio wise, I'm not doing any set cardio. I'll like every now and again, if I finish gym and I want to do 20 minutes on the stairs or whatever, I'm not getting up and doing morning cardio. I'm going for a morning walk every morning because I enjoy the routine of it. So that helps get me up, get ready for the day, all that kind of stuff. So get up, first thing I do is go out for like a 20-30 minute walk, come back, shower, and then I get into my working day. So this year is going to be a big focus on really, really building and pushing business. I've got some good big projects in the pipeline as well, which is going to require me to be fully there from a cognitive standpoint. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers most things with regards to the setup there. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that pretty much covers everything in terms of what I'm doing. And I'm looking forward to it. I feel good. I feel confident going back into supers, and I feel happy. It's funny actually, the amount of people that came up to me in Sweden, we're talking 10 plus. And at the UK shows as well, saying, man, you suit super so much better, or you look better as a bodybuilder, whatever. And it was just like I've been holding my body back from the potential that it actually has. That being said, I'm glad we did it because it's got that, like I say, it scratched that itch and it's done now. And it's like, right, okay, bodybuilding is the route for me. And I feel very, very content with that decision. I feel good with that decision. And I'm very, very excited for what the next year, 2, 3 years, whatever is to bring for me. As always, the pursuit for the pro card is still on. And I do believe with the amount of time that I'm going to take away when I next come back as a super heavyweight bodybuilder, the potential is going to be there to turn pro. So until then, I'm going to eat this salmon meal and I'm going to go hit the gym. But thank you guys as ever for all of your support and everything. I hope you enjoyed this video, something a little bit different. If you're still sticking around, watch it to this point, I appreciate you. Any comments, any questions, hit me up in the comments down below and I will get back to you. And if not, you can obviously catch me on Instagram at Joe Bowen's Fitness. Drop us a subscribe here on the YouTube and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.